Hello and welcome to my channel. I love parrots. I love talking about parrots. I love reading your comments about parrots. I love seeing pictures of parrots. Today we are talking about what would the lifestyle be, as in which one would I choose if I was looking at getting either a golden conure, an Illegar's macaw, or an eclectus. Hi, I'm Kaylin, the author of the Parrot Bliss Bond. Please be sure to get your copy on Amazon so you have your handbook to help you have a blissful bond with your parrot. When it comes to choosing a parrot, one of the things that you want to look at is the lifestyle you have and the parrot and what their needs are. One of the biggest challenges with any parrot is that, generally speaking, parrots are very social animals. You are a social animal, I'm a social animal, if we're animals. And so we like to have a family, we like to have a tribe, we like to have a group of friends or our own family, people we can connect with and really feel comfortable with, and that's an important thing for us. However, for parrots, it's even more so. A lot of parrots, like a golden conure, live in flocks that are really big. Actually, golden conures specifically, I got some parrots over here and they're flopping around. Golden conures specifically are communal parrots, and so they actually don't pick one mate, they are communal. So for example, one reason golden conures are so expensive is because in order for a breeder to breed golden conures, they really need to have more than one pair. That's sort of true if you have any parrots, like when the parrots hear each other, they're more likely to breed. But with golden conures, you really need to have it. As a matter of fact, I understand, or I've been told, that golden conures do best in really big aviaries. My friend was like an aviary like the size of my house. I mean, and maybe that's a little exaggerated, but really big aviaries with more than 2 golden conures in it, because they do it together. So, you know, I don't know the formula for breeding golden conures, but for example, sometimes when you have 3 parrots in the cage, they do better, or more. So this is a super social parrot. That means that if you have a golden conure and you don't want to experience the very common plucking, according to my avian vet, that golden conures can have, one of the things that you really have to do is you have to, it's okay, I know, it's nighttime, I know, we're gonna go to bed. Yes, I'll take you to bed, give me 1 sec. One of the things that you really would wanna do is make sure that they have a buddy. If you watch my videos, you know that the #1 buddy I'm gonna recommend for your golden conure is a golden conure. Parrots tend to do best with their own species. Now, they don't have to have their own species. Sometimes incredible bonds are formed when they flap their wings and make friends with other parrots. For example, Bonnie Rose, my golden conure, her she really has 3 friends, but her buddy is an Amazon, and they are very bonded. He's madly in love with her. So Bonnie isn't alone, even when she's not with me, kind of thing. Now, an Illegar's macaw I haven't had before, but I do know some about them, in the sense especially that, stay with me, I know it's night and you want to go to bed, I know. The Illegar's macaw, I understand them to be similar to a Hans macaw. So this is a macaw, like my Hans macaw, that is supposed to get along with other parrots. They are very social. They really like to bond with whoever is in their flock, whether it's human or parrots. That means that if you have a lifestyle where you are working all day, it's going to be very hard for this bird to be home alone. I really, again, would recommend 2. When you have 2 parrots, you can spend time with them in the morning, you can spend time with them in the evening, when you get home from work, kind of thing. And if you're spending time with both of them, I haven't seen a species that isn't interested in us, my family, as humans. I haven't found a species that doesn't want to bond. I'm going to have to make this really quick because she's really nervous. So it would be really important to make sure, because it seems like Illigars, macaws make great pets, but you really do have to make sure that you can spend the time with them. And for all of these parrots, make sure that you have time to make some fresh vegetables in the morning for them. Next is the eclectus. Now, eclectus parrots are interesting because they are more independent. It means that when you get home from work, you're going to have a parrot that doesn't necessarily want to be pet. This is a parrot species that's really in the no touchy. Does that mean they don't want to be touched 100%? No, but Bonnie loves to be pet and cuddled with. She was like on her back earlier. You know, it's like she wants to snuggle. She likes to be in physical proximity or touching another parrot or a human. Whereas the eclectus might do that a little, and then they're going to do their own thing. If I had an eclectus parrot, I still wouldn't want to have just one, because they still aren't accustomed to being necessarily by themselves all day. Now, when you think about a parrot being by themselves, nighttime counts too. So out of 24 hours in a day, the question is, how much time can you spend with your parrot? And even though your parrot's asleep at night, even though you're asleep at night, I think that it's one thing if like you're comfortable with them having a cage in your room because they can see you, kind of thing. If you do cover their cage, hopefully you can like let them have a little slit where they can see you or something like that. But otherwise, you know, your parrot's going to be alone at night and then alone when you're gone during the day. So if I was getting an eclectus, I might get another eclectus and they're in two separate cages. And that way, when I'm home, they can come out and maybe they hang out, maybe they get along, maybe they don't. With a lot of species, like a golden conure, when they're out of their cage, it's really likely, actually with golden conures, you'd probably just have them in the same cage, but it's really likely that when they're out, they're going to get along, like they're really going to bond. The eclectus, they're independent. They're not going to do it quite as much, but it doesn't mean that they should really be alone all day. So it's kind of tough when you have, you know, a work schedule kind of thing. It makes it so that I think you really want to give your parrot an immediate flock that they can spend a lot of their time with, and then you are sort of like their extended flock before work and after work. Now, the next thing that you want to take into account is your lifestyle. If you're in an apartment, you're not going to be able to necessarily afford to give your parrot the space that they really need. And so you might have a balcony or something that they get to be on, and maybe it's really nice for them. Maybe they have more space than I'm guessing. But space is something to consider, especially golden conures aren't too loud. I don't think that's going to be too bad. I might risk it. I love golden conures. I would probably risk it. But while I'm not really familiar with the sound level of an Illegar's macaw, it's something you should research because macaws are notorious for being loud. So like you kind of, like the default guess would be they're loud. And the same is going to be true, relatively speaking, with the eclectus. You know, your apartment might be okay, but research the sound level because you wouldn't want, you know, to have to rehome your parrot because your neighbors are complaining about the noise. All right, so someone had asked about that because they're looking at those three species. I think that they're incredible species. I also think like pretty much every parrot species is incredible. I don't know if I've run across one that I didn't like. Thank you for posting the question. It was great connecting real quick at night with you. If I was getting a new parrot, I would also get Pink's must-have parrot relief because it helps support their immune system. And I like having a healthy, happy parrot who knows when it's nighttime and wants to go to bed. So we'll wrap it up. Thanks. Make sure to connect on Facebook, Parrot Bliss Flock. And you can always message me on the Facebook and Instagram Messenger or send a message through parrotbliss.com where you can get Tink's Parrot Relief. Thanks for joining Bonnie Rose and two of my parrotlets tonight. I'll catch you next time.